New background, who dis? Welcome back to another video at Cat Talks. So this is my thank you for 100 subscribers video. I'm going to do 10 bookish facts about me, followed by 10 unpopular bookish opinions. I hope the sound quality in here is good, because obviously I haven't recorded in here before, but we will have to wait and see. And yeah, let's get started. 10 bookish facts about me in under 5 minutes. 1. I overran the bath twice as a kid because I started running it and then started reading and then forgot about the bath. The same thing happens with cups of tea. They get very cold very quickly, it turns out, but not as bad. Whole house didn't have to be re-architectured because I forgot my cup of tea. 2. If you stop me reading, it's a bit like waking me up. I become grumpy, I forget where I am. It's like I'm living in a dream. Bus stops are tricky. 3. Usually if I'm in a car and I'm reading, I don't get sick, which surprises the hell out of my dad because I have terrible travel sickness. But if I stop reading for any reason, then I get really travel sick. Particularly if it's a long journey, I can get super travel sick because obviously I get bored of reading, I know. I can't really sit still and do one task for a long time. And as soon as I want to change that task, bam, travel sick. I now take tablets for it because I'm an adult and I can do that, but still. 4. I have actually written and completed 2 full-length novels, and one of them I deleted. It exists somewhere. It's not in this bookshelf though. It is somewhere in the world. I think it's still in the UK in the basement of, or attic of some house I used to live in, but you know, I'm not, you know, I don't feel bad about deleting that book at all. It wasn't that good, but it was a good use of my time. I actually read it and edited it before deleting it. And I didn't really delete it so much as forget it was on a laptop and then sort of like wipe the laptop's hard drive. And anyway, that book's gone now. Gone forever. But I still have book 2, which I'm currently querying. 5. You see this tiny Billy bookshelf? In my old house in the UK, where I used to live as a kid, I had not 5 bookshelves, but 5 walls of bookshelves. Like, I was taking over the entire house with my bookshelves. I had a problem, mainly with giving books away. Also, we have several boxes of books still in the attic. 6. For World Book Day, my best friend Vicky and I went as Pride and Prejudice with zombies. So we went as beautifully made up Jane and Elizabeth Bennet, covered in blood and like with weapons and things. We hadn't read that book. We just wanted to dress up like zombies. Also, it was kind of easy. 7. I went to the library so often as a young child that the librarians actually knew my name, and I often didn't have to take my card with me in order to give back or take out books. This was before electronic systems, of course. 8. In high school literature classes, I used to be punished for reading ahead of the class because I was reading too quickly. So, 9. I used to read an alternate novel under the desk, which also I was told off for several times, and had multiple books confiscated by my English literature teacher because I wasn't paying attention to the book we were reading. But I'd already finished that book. So, you know, she was great though. And 10, I was actually the head student librarian in my last year of school, while other people were, you know, head of choir and head girl. I was head librarian. That's how well known I was for liking reading over people. And now let's see if I can do 10 unpopular bookish opinions in less than 5 minutes, because this video should be short and snappy. 1. I can't read if someone is near me is listening to music or watching a TV. I get distracted by noises and bright lights so fast. 2. This is probably the most controversial, but I actually think JK Rowling is a bad writer, and I stopped reading halfway through Half-Blood Prince, I think, because it just got too tiring as a kid. 3. I find audiobooks actually really hard to read. I don't consume media that way. Like, my brain just doesn't follow the story properly unless it's like a cast audiobook. Then I can. I mean, I love the casted adaptation of Yes Minister, for example, and when I'm listening to that I can pay attention, but most audiobooks dull me to sleep. I actually use them as sleep aids sometimes. 4. There is a correlation between a bad cover and a bad book. There isn't the same correlation between a good cover and a good book, but there is still a correlation. 5. Bookstagram is proof that a good book cover matters. And 6, you can be a good, in fact great bookstagrammer and not know anything about reading and never have read a page in your life. And conversely, you can be an excellent reader and really bad at bookstagram. Like, really bad. That shit is just visual crack. 7. While reading, I often put my bookmark in a particular place in the book and then read up to that. It's a way of setting goals. 8. I do not understand tabbing or highlighting or annotating for pleasure. Do that shit for English lit? Sure, but not for pleasure. That is not my jam. 9. Z Nation is one of the most perfectly crafted and written fantasy books of all time. That is all. Oh, and my favourite classic is not a Jane Austen. It is an Elizabeth Gaskell, and it is North and South. I might be doing a video on Elizabeth Gaskell at some point because, like, her writing is on point. Finally, 10. If you crack the spine or bend pages or annotate or highlight in a book that does not belong to you or that you plan on selling, you're a bad person. If you're, even if you're just giving it away, like, try and keep the book in some semblance of order. I have read library books that have been annotated, and I'm just like, please, guys, keep your pens off the page. Pens not on the page. Pens separate from the page. Alright, that is it. That is 10 bookish facts about me and 10 unpopular opinions. Thank you guys so much for being here and for helping me hit 100 subscribers. I never thought this would actually happen, and I know those people are like, oh, I didn't care about the numbers, I just, you know, I would make these videos if no one ever watched them. I'm not one of those people who doesn't think views matter. Like, when I have worked hard on a piece of content, you guys watching it makes my life, like, so happy and makes it feel like it's all worthwhile and that my opinion matters in the world. So thank you so much, and have a great week.